Let's get straight into it. Most people, they don't fail in leadership because they lack competence. No, they fail because they are using the exact right strategy, but in the completely wrong situation.
Section 1, the leadership failure trap. You probably think consistency builds trust, right? But the reality is, consistency in the wrong context absolutely destroys your authority. You see, people copy a successful leader. They use the same tone, the same decisions, the same behavior, and yet, their team resists them. The seniors doubt them, and the results? They just collapse.
So why does this happen? It's simply because leadership is not about being right, it is about being right for the moment. And this right here is the rule they never tell you. So let's break this down.
Section 2. The myth of the perfect style.
Look at how most people operate. They constantly search for that one perfect leadership style. Maybe it's democratic, autocratic, transformational, and then they try to apply it everywhere, like a one-size-fits-all formula. But the top 1%? They don't commit to a fixed style. They commit to outcomes, and then they adapt their behavior accordingly.
The psychology trigger here is certainty. We all crave a fixed identity, thinking, this is who I am as a leader. But we need to reframe this insight entirely. There is no best style. There is only the best fit for the situation.
So what is the actionable shift? Before you lead, you must scan the situation. Look closely at the skill level of your team, the urgency of the task, the stakes involved, and the underlying power dynamics.
Understand this hard statement. Rigid leaders break. Adaptive leaders dominate.
Moving to Section 3, situation over personality. You have to override your defaults.
Again, look at most people. They lead based purely on their own personality. They say, I'm calm, or I'm strict, or I'm friendly. But the absolute best leaders, they override their personality when the situation demands it. They treat leadership like a toolkit, not a personal identity.
The psychology trigger stopping you here is ego. You want to feel authentic. But here is the reframing insight you need. Authenticity without effectiveness is just self-indulgence.
Your actionable shift is straightforward. When you are in a crisis, you must be directive. During periods of growth, be supportive. And when there is conflict, you have to be decisive.
Here is another hard statement. Your personality is irrelevant. Results are not.
If you are starting to see leadership differently right now, well, this is exactly what this explainer is built for. This is millionaire mentorship in public. We are giving you a system to understand, leverage, power, and compounding completely without the noise. So make sure you subscribe to keep getting this edge.
Section 4. Reading your environment.
Notice the difference in focus. Most people focus entirely inward. They ask themselves, what should I do? But the top 1%? They focus outward. They ask, what does this specific situation demand?
The psychology trigger at play here is control. As a leader, you naturally want to feel in charge. The reframing insight is recognizing that you are not actually controlling people. You are aligning with forces that are already in motion.
To make this actionable shift, you need to read 3 specific variables in your environment. Number 1, people capability. Number 2, time pressure. And number 3, risk level. Assess these first and then choose your approach.
And that brings us to this hard statement. The environment dictates power, not your job title.
Let's look at Section 5, the flexibility power move.
Most people out there actually view flexibility as a weakness. They think changing course looks bad. But the absolute best leaders, they use flexibility as a highly effective strategic weapon. The psychology trigger holding you back is status. You mistakenly think consistency equals strength. We need to reframe that insight. True power is actually invisible adaptation. The actionable shift here is to switch your leadership styles without making any grand announcement. Just let your outcomes justify your method.
Listen to this hard statement very carefully. If people can predict you, they can control you. Let's look at the math behind this. Imagine one leader uses a fixed, predictable style. Their efficiency gain might be 1.1x. Now, another leader adapts to the situation seamlessly. Their efficiency gain is 1.5x. Now let's scale it. The input is just one decision per day. The multiplier is 1.1 versus 1.5. The time frame, 365 days.
Look at the output. 1.1 to the power of 365 gets you a 37x return, but 1.5 to the power of 365, that is over 1 million. That is the massive difference between linear and exponential outcomes. Remember this formula. Situation overrides personality. Environment defines power. Flexibility creates dominance. If you want this kind of compounding advantage, make sure you are subscribed and treat this explainer like your personal strategy playbook. Because the leaders who actually win, they adapt before anyone else even realizes that a change is required. So I will leave you with this question. Are you leading for the situation, or are you just protecting your own ego?